welcome to our 10th week of digital distance learning. This week we're starting a new unit, but with a topic that should feel like review, area and perimeter. Of course, you will need your blue sheet, your reference sheet where you have all your areas and all your formulas that you will need for this unit. If for some reason you don't have it, I have left a digital copy right here on the same place where you found this video. This week we have more choices than usual. Just like you're not obligated to watch the Spanish and the English video, you are not obligated to watch both, but there will be a basic and an expert level, and you can choose which level is appropriate for you. If at any time during the video you feel like this is too easy or too difficult, you are welcome to switch videos and continue at an appropriate level. Bye! Oh, and one more thing. At the end of this video, we're celebrating a very special birthday, so make sure you wait to see. In this example, we have the area of this square, which has 4 90-degree angles and 4 congruent sides. The area is 16 meters squared. What I do not know is how long is each side. But we can use the formula for the area of a square, A equals S squared, to find the missing side. I know the area, A, is 16, and that equals S squared. The opposite of a square is the square root. I am going to cancel the square on the right, and I am left with the square root of 16 is equal to 4. Therefore, the side is 4 meters. Finally, the perimeter is easy to do. Once you know the side, all you have to do is multiply the side times 4, or say 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4, because there are 4 sides, so you must do it 4 times. In this example, we have 4 right angles, 90-degree angles, and 4 congruent sides, each measuring m cubed, which I know is a little bit confusing because they are variables. But to find my perimeter, I do what I always do. M cubed plus itself 4 times, or 4 times m cubed, which gives me 4 m cubed units. To find the area, we are going to use our side, S, as m cubed, so area equals S squared, with S being m cubed squared. Now I know square means I multiply what's in the parentheses times itself 2 times. So m cubed multiplied m cubed. Well, I know m cubed is m times m times m, so I write that out for both terms, and I have a total of 6 m's. So my area is m to the 6th power units squared, which I know is not very satisfying, but here you go. Now we have another square with 4 right angles, and each congruent side is 4x plus 10. Again, our perimeter is going to be adding all 4 sides in this case, 4x plus 10 plus 4x plus 10 plus 4x plus 10 plus 4x plus 10. You say it 4 times. You can also use the distributive property to say 4 times 4x plus 10. If you are going to add, let's say 4x plus 4x plus 4x plus 4x is 16x. And 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 is equal to 40. So our perimeter is 16x plus 40 units. Now let's find the area, and because it is a square, the area is equal to S squared, with S being 4x plus 10. 4x plus 10 squared, I know means that I have to multiply 4x plus 10 times itself 2 times, because a square means multiplying twice. Now 4x times 4x is 16x squared, and 4x times 10 is 40x. On to the second term, we are going to repeat our steps. This time 10 times 4x, oh no, my marker is dying. Just a little bit of blue left. Well, 10 times 4x is 40x, and then 10 times 10 finally is 100. Our last step is to simplify. 16x squared comes down, 40x plus 40x is equal to 80x, and 100x comes down. And here is our final quadratic area, 16x squared plus 80x plus 100 square units. For this rectangle, I am not given the width, but I am given the length, which is 6 inches, and the area, which is 12 square inches. I am also told it's a rectangle, so I know it has 4 right angles, because that is the definition of a rectangle, and I also know that the opposite sides are congruent, such as the bottom and the top are both 6. In order to find the width, I am going to use the formula area equals length times width, where area is 12, length is 6, and W is unknown. In order to solve this, I divide 6 on both sides, and I am left with W is equal to 2, in this case 2 inches. Notice the L is length, and the width is referred to as W. Now my width is 2 inches, and I am ready to solve for my perimeter. My perimeter requires me to add all 4 sides. So 2 plus 6 plus 2 plus 6. Let's see, 2 plus 6 is 8, and 2 plus 6 is 8. 8 plus 8 is 16 inches. Here we are given a right triangle. I know it is a right triangle because it has a 90-degree angle, and opposite to it is our hypotenuse, which is missing a length. In order to find the perimeter, we are going to need to find out that length, and of course we are going to use the Pythagorean theorem, which is on our reference sheet as well. For the Pythagorean theorem, A is 4 and B is 3, or the other way around, you could say A is 3 and B is 4. 4 squared plus 3 squared equals c squared. 4 squared is 16, 3 squared is 9, and c squared comes down. Now I have 25, 16 plus 9, 25, is equal to c squared. The opposite of a square is a square root. So when I take the square root of 25, I am left with 5 units. Notice the square root of 25 is also negative 5, but we cannot have negative units, so we only take the positive values. Onto the perimeter, we can say 4 plus 3 plus 5, now that we have all 3 sides of our triangle. 4 plus 3 is 7, and 7 plus 5 is 12. Our perimeter is therefore 12 units. And for the area, we are going to have to look at our formula sheet one more time. The area of a triangle is area is equal to 1/2 base times height. The area is equal to 1/2 the base, which is 3, and the height, which is 4. They must be at a 90-degree angle from each other. You do not want a height that is inclined, that is not straight up. So let's replace our numbers. The base is 3, the height is 4. And let's multiply 3 times 4 to get 12. Now we have to figure out 1/2 of 12, which is 6, or we could also say 12 divided by 2 is 6. If it were 1/3, you would say 12 divided by 3. Now our final answer is 6 square units. In this example, we are given all 3 sides of a triangle, but we are not given the height, which has to be at a 90-degree angle with the ground. However, with the information that the area is 12 square feet, I am able to look at my reference sheet, copy the formula, and replace A in area with 12. I'm also going to replace B, my base, with 6. And I am ready to begin solving. 12 is equal to 1/2 of 6, which is 3, or 6 divided by 2, which is 3, and I bring down the h. In order to leave the h by itself, I divide by 3 on both sides, and 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. Therefore, my height is 4 feet. Now, I did not need that information to find my perimeter. My perimeter has to include all 3 sides, not the height, because the height in this case is inside. I am going to add, therefore, 9 plus 8 plus 6. 9 plus 8 is 17, and 17 plus 6 is 23. I am going to have a perimeter of 23 feet. In this triangle, we are given all the information necessary for the perimeter. We need 5x plus 7x plus 3x, not the 4x since it is not a side. We add them together and we get 15x units. Now onto our area, We will need that 4x for our area since the formula for a triangle is 1/2 base times height, with my base being 7x and my height being 4x. I am going to substitute my b and my h so that I have area equals 1/2 of 7x times 4x, and I know that 7 times 4 is 28 and x times x is x squared. Now 1/2 of 28 is 14 and I bring down the x squared. My area is 14 x squared square units. Composite figures are figures that are made up of multiple parts. Here we see a green square that has 4 congruent sides of 5 units each. We also see a red triangle that is an isosceles triangle because 2 of its sides are congruent. Finally, we have a rectangle with an unknown height, but we can use the 5 from the square and the 2 height from the triangle to discover the total height of this chimney to be 7. Now, we also know that the width is 1 and it should be the same on top and on the bottom. Now we can find the perimeter using what we have just discovered. I am going to erase my area just to have a little bit of space to add up all the sides. 7 plus 1 plus 5 plus 5 again plus 3 plus 3. Now that height counts on this side of the chimney plus 2 plus 1. Notice 7 plus 3 is equal to 10, 5 plus 5 is also 10, which gives me 20, and 1 plus 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 7. So my perimeter is a total of 27 units. Now to calculate the area, I must calculate the area of each individual figure and then add them together. My rectangle is 7 by 1. I am going to draw my triangle, which has a base of 5, and a height of 2. It is really important to include the height because we would need it for our formula. And finally, we have a square of 5 units on each side. Let's calculate these very easy areas. The area of a rectangle has the formula of A equals L times W, length times width, with my length being 7 and my width being 1. You can also say the length is 1 and the width is 7. The final answer should still be 7 square units. For the triangle, I need to find my base and I need to find my height because my formula is area is equal to 1/2 of base times height. 1/2 of 5 times 2. I know 5 times 2 is 10, so I write 1/2 of 10, and 1/2 of 10, or 10 divided by 2, is equal to 5, so I have 5 square units. Finally, for the square, I have A equals S squared, with S meaning my side. My side is 5, and 5 squared is 25. Finally, I add all three, 7 plus 5 plus 25, to find the area of my composite figure to be 37 square units.